I am 31 male, still can't believe what happened. 2 weeks ago, my whole life flipped upside down when I accidentally overheard my wife during a girls' night at our place. Work dinner got canceled last minute, so I snuck in through the garage to avoid interrupting their wine night. As I passed the living room to head to my office, I heard them talking way too loudly. "So, when are you telling him?" one friend asked. "After the final payment next month," my wife laughed. "Once that student debt is gone, I'm free." I froze in my tracks. We'd been married 4 years, and for the past 2, I've been helping her pay off her massive student loans, $87,000 from grad school. The agreement was I'd cover our living expenses while she put her salary toward loans. Plus, I was making a final lump payment of $32,000 next month to clear it completely. "Isn't that kind of cold?" another friend asked. "Please. He's a stepping stone, nothing more. Nice and stable, but boring AF. Always planned to upgrade once my finances were straight." They all giggled and someone said, "Savage, girl." Already been talking to Jake again. "As soon as the loans are clear, I'm out." Found an apartment and everything. I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. Quietly slipped back out and drove around for hours. When I got back, acted like everything was normal. But inside, completely shattered. Next morning, called my bank and canceled that final payment. Then contacted a divorce attorney. Good news. Married only 4 years, premarital student loans equals not my obligation. All my previous payments, legally considered gifts. Spent the next 2 weeks in stealth mode. Opened new bank account, transferred my savings, thank God we kept separate accounts. Found a rental and documented all my loan payments. Yesterday was supposed to be when the final payment processed. Also her planned exit day, apparently. Took the day off, packed essentials while she was at work, and moved to my new place. When she got home, I was waiting with a folder. "Hey babe, how was work?" "Interesting day," I said. "Just checked, and your loan payment didn't go through." "Weird, right?" Her face went white. "What? It should have processed." That's what I thought too, until I remembered something about stepping stones and upgrading and Jake. She froze. "I can explain." "No need." I slid over divorce papers. "Already moved out. Keep the furniture, but I've documented all payments toward your loans. Still your responsibility, just like they always were." She started the waterworks, saying it was just drunk talk. Too late. The look on her face when she realized her debt was still there, and I was gone, was priceless. Currently at my new place. Feeling weirdly calm despite everything. We'll update with developments. It's been a week since D-Day, and holy shit, what a roller coaster. Thanks for all the support, BTW. Help keep me sane. My phone basically exploded with texts/calls from wife and her family. Ignored most, but read the texts. Real greatest hits collection. "I didn't mean it. How dare you spy on me? Please come back. You're ruining my life." Her mom called 16 freaking times about how marriages take work and everyone says things they don't mean. Yeah, right? Wife showed up at my office making a scene until security removed her. Boss was surprisingly cool about it and offered remote work for a while. Clutch move. Plot twist. The friend who asked if what wife was doing was cold DM'd me on Facebook. Said she felt guilty and confirmed this wasn't just drunk talk. Wife had been planning this for months and was already seeing Jake on the DL. Not sure if they were hooking up, but definitely emotional cheating minimum. Friend also spilled that wife had a literal countdown calendar on her phone labeled Freedom Fund, tracking exactly how much more she needed from me. And the cherry on top, that final payment was going to fund a celebration weekend with Jake. I was literally financing their getaway. FML. Protected myself financially by removing her from accounts. She immediately drained our joint account, $3,200, but whatever. Small price for freedom. Met with divorce attorney again. Since we're only 4 years in, no kids, separate finances, should be straightforward. All my loan payment documentation, about $41,000 over 2 years plus that planned $32,000. Clearly shows these were voluntary contributions to her premarital debt. Wife finally sent a more calculated email. Called her words inexcusable, but still claimed it wasn't what she meant. Then immediately complained about being stranded with massive debt. Not my circus, not my monkeys anymore. Been reconnecting with friends I'd lost touch with during marriage. This weekend, the boys are coming to help furnish my new place and officially burn that chapter, as they put it. Weirdest part? Beyond the hurt and anger, I feel relieved. Like I dodged a nuclear missile by finding out before wasting more years with someone who saw me as nothing but a walking ATM. We'll update after divorce filing. 1 month post-explosion and life's finding a new rhythm. Divorce moving along smoothly. Had one meeting with both attorneys present, surprisingly civil. Wife seemed totally defeated. Her lawyer tried, arguing I had established a pattern of paying loans and therefore had some obligation to continue. That argument died real quick when my attorney mentioned the recording. Oh yeah, forgot to mention my office has a security camera from after a break-in last year. Caught the entire stepping stone convo. 100% legal in our state since it's my home office. Once that evidence came up, their whole approach changed. Settlement is simple. Keeping our own retirement/personal stuff, split the joint account, which she already emptied. I keep my pre-marriage investments. Most importantly, her loans remain 100% her problem. Friend fallout has been predictable. Some chose sides immediately. Others wanted my version. After learning the truth, especially with the recording, most supported me. Her family thinks I'm Satan for abandoning her with debt, conveniently forgetting it was always her debt and SHE was planning to ditch me. Ran into Jake at a coffee shop. Awkward AF. From his face, pretty clear wife's grand plans with him crashed once he realized she came with $87,000 in baggage. Mumbled something about misunderstandings and bolted. Wife tried the hardship angle with her loan servicer. They put her on an income-based plan, but payments are still massive on her salary. She's telling everyone I trapped her in debt, completely rewriting history. Unexpected W. Reconnected with an old college friend who moved here last year. We've been hanging regularly, and it's awesome being with someone who actually enjoys my company instead of seeing me as a wallet with legs. Mentally doing better. Started therapy and joined a hiking group to get out of my head on weekends. Most satisfying moment. Wife's friend sent screenshots of wife whining in their group chat about having to downgrade her lifestyle because of loan payments. Someone replied, "Maybe you shouldn't have called your husband a stepping stone?" Woman shrugging. Wife rage quit the chat immediately. While this whole situation sucks, I'm grateful I found out before that final $32,000 payment. Sometimes the trash takes itself out, even if it tries to grab your wallet on the way. We'll update post-divorce. 6 months post-nuclear explosion, and this is my final update as I'm closing this chapter for good. Divorce finalized last month. Clean break. No alimony. No lingering connections. For years of marriage erased with a signature. Judge actually complimented both attorneys on the straightforward process, though the recording probably helped with that. Financially back on track. Got promoted at work. Pouring yourself into your job is great distraction therapy. My temporary rental is now permanent and actually better than our old place, closer to downtown, with killer river views. The ex's master plan? Total dumpster fire. Jake stuck around just long enough to realize she wasn't escaping her financial black hole before suddenly not being ready for commitment. Shocker. She had to downsize to a crappy apartment and pick up weekend work to make loan payments. Recently got denied refinancing due to her debt-to-income ratio. Oof. The irony? If she'd actually meant those vows, her loans would be gone by now, and we'd be house shopping. Instead, she's living like a broke college student at 30. Some of her friends jumped ship after seeing her true colors. The one who med me gets lunch with me sometimes and keeps me updated on the fallout. Apparently, X tried spinning some BS about me being financially abusive, but that fell apart when friend reminded everyone about the stepping stone convo they all witnessed. That friendship with my college friend leveled up to something more. Taking it slow, but it's wild how different it feels being with someone who actually values me, not my wallet. She insists on splitting everything 50-50 and actually listens when I talk instead of scrolling Instagram. Ran into X's mom at the grocery store last week. Instead of the death glare I expected, she just looked tired and said she made her choices. Weirdly felt like closure. Looking back, the red flags were waving like crazy. The constant comments about friends with rich partners. The subtle digs about my safe career choices. The way her affection magically increased whenever I helped with her finances. The $73,000 I contributed to her loans. Tuition for an invaluable life lesson about who deserves a place in my life. Thanks to everyone who supported me through this shit show. For anyone in similar situations, being alone is way better than being with someone who sees you as nothing but a stepping stone. Chapter closed. On to better ones.